Hi Georgetown! My name is Trinity and I'm a freshman in the MSB, and today I'm going to share my acceptance story with you. So I first heard about Georgetown through one of my friends. So throughout high school, the whole college acceptance and applying to colleges was incredibly frightening for me. So it gave me a lot of anxiety, so I just really tried not to think about it. But eventually, my junior year of high school, I had to start thinking about it because I had to start figuring out what colleges I wanted to go to, where I wanted to tour, which ones I wanted to apply to, etc., so I could be prepared for senior year. So the spring break of my junior year, my friend invited me on this college road trip, in a sense. So she had this huge plan that throughout our 7 days of our spring break, we were going to hit 7 colleges throughout the Northeast. Now, I'm originally from Georgia, but I've always known throughout my whole life that I wanted to go somewhere else for college, so that was definitely a part of the plan for me. So I was down. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go with you guys. So she, her mom, and I went to these 7 different colleges, and we first started in DC. So she has a family member who was in DC, and we stayed with them, and the first college that we went to was Georgetown. So immediately when we parked in the parking garage and came up the elevators, I was kind of like, okay, I don't know a lot about Georgetown. Literally the only thing that I knew about it was that it was the place where the movie College Road Trip took place with Raven-Symoné, but that was literally all I knew about it. And I had maybe heard about it once or twice in books or something, but it wasn't on my radar at all, so I really didn't have any expectations. As we were going on our tour, my tour guide was a freshman, and he was talking about his experience, and as we were just walking around, people were saying hi to him, and people were dabbing him up and giving handshakes and stuff like that. And I just really admired the community that I felt when I was here at Georgetown. And that's one thing that my high school had, and that was one thing that I was really looking forward for in a college. I ended up just really loving Georgetown, and after we left Georgetown, we went to another college in DC, and then we just went to a bunch of other colleges throughout the Northeast area, and every time I went to a college, I immediately compared it back to Georgetown, which kind of helped me to figure out that Georgetown was just going to be the place for me. So my application process went pretty well. I just, applied, I had an interview, I did my essays a little too last minute. I cut it kind of close, but I got it through, which is all that matters. And then came the waiting. So I waited a month or two. I applied early action, so I did this all of my fall of senior year. But then came the time when decisions were supposed to be coming out. So if you don't know anything about Georgetown's decision process and how they tell their students, they send every single decision in a white envelope similar to this. This is not the actual one, it's just an example. But regardless of if you were rejected or if you got deferred for early action or if you got accepted, you get the same white envelope. The alumni that I interviewed with actually told me about their whole envelope process, and he said beware, this is gonna happen, but don't be scared, both decisions come out in this envelope. So I was kind of okay. I didn't get mine until a few days after a lot of people got theirs, because I lived in the South, and DC is farther away from me than it is from New Jersey or whatever. So I had been hearing about people getting in, and I'm oh my gosh, when's mine gonna come? And I was out shopping with my family, actually, and my dad was home, and then he texted me, he's hey, you got something in the mail, and I was oh my gosh. So throughout that entire day, I was so stressed, and I was trying not to think about it, but how could I not? My future was in that envelope. So we finally got back. We got back really late at 8 or 9 at night from shopping. And I got the envelope, and I was oh goodness, and my whole family just stood around me in the kitchen, and I was you know what, I'm just gonna open it now. It was the first thing I did because I don't want to be thinking about it. So I just went and I opened up the envelope, and I kid you not, I was so excited, but I was so silent. I really didn't have much of a reaction, and it was very strange. I just opened it, and I was okay, there's a different colored paper in here, and there's multiple papers, did I get in? And then also in Georgetown's acceptance, the letter, it's like, "Dear so-and-so, it is with great pleasure that like blah blah blah," instead of like a huge congratulations. So I was like, did I get in or not? And I was trying to read and I was trying to skim and I was like, I'm so confused. But then I finally figured out that I had gotten in, and I was so excited and so happy, and I was so just so excited for like the future, and that things had aligned for me just to like know about Georgetown and that I had gotten in, and I was very grateful to have gotten in. But yes, that's my acceptance story, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time.